Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into a really powerful leadership framework, how the best leaders out there are blending the battlefield genius of Sun Tzu with the political savvy of Machiavelli.
So, let me ask you something that gets right to the heart of a huge leadership puzzle. Picture this. You've totally crushed your sales targets, your product is a smash hit, but back at the office, your best people are walking out the door, morale is in the basement, and you're just putting out political fires all day. So how on earth does external victory lead to such a mess internally?
Well, the answer is that true, lasting leadership isn't just one battle. It's a two-front war. You have to fight to win your market out there and command your own organization in here at the exact same time. Winning one without the other, that's just a recipe for disaster.
Right, so mastering this two-front war is really what separates the truly great strategists from the managers who just, get lucky for a little while. One front is all about looking outward, expansion and conquest. The other is about looking inward, stability and control.
I mean, think about it. Dominating your market feels like a massive win, right? But that victory is incredibly fragile if your own company is tearing itself apart from the inside. You just can't build an empire on a foundation of chaos. That external win means nothing if you can't actually execute.
And this really highlights the two different mindsets you need. So, to conquer that fluid, crazy, unpredictable market, we're going to turn to the master of the battlefield, Sun Tzu. But to rule your own internal kingdom and keep control, for that, we need the architect of power himself, Machiavelli.
Okay, first, let's tackle that external front, conquering the market. And we're going to do it using the timeless wisdom of Sun Tzu's art of war.
You see, the core genius of Sun Tzu was this. The greatest victory is the one that requires no battle at all. Now, in business, this isn't about some head-on clash to crush your rival. No, it's about outmaneuvering them so completely that they pretty much become irrelevant. And these ancient tactics are so incredibly practical today. You change the terrain by redefining the market to your advantage. You use speed as a weapon, which is basically the core philosophy of every modern startup. And you use strategic deception. I mean, think about a top-secret product launch that leaves all your competitors totally flat-footed.
So you've won the market. Fantastic. Now what? How do you keep your own kingdom from falling apart? For that, we need to turn to our second guide, Machiavelli, who's going to teach us how to actually rule the organization.
Now, I know, Machiavelli gets a really bad rap. His name is basically shorthand for being ruthless and evil. But his goal wasn't to be evil, it was to be effective. He understood that even the most brilliant general leading a mutinous army is always going to lose. His principles are all about building an organization that's disciplined, stable, and completely aligned.
And here's his playbook. That first principle, virtue, it is absolutely crucial. And it's not virtue like being a good person. It's about skill, drive, and the decisive will to shape events instead of being shaped by them. From there, he says you should prioritize high standards over being popular, make your team indispensable, and carefully manage your reputation. It's like having an iron fist of pragmatism inside a velvet glove of public perception.
So this is the crucial point, the thing that ties it all together. You can't just be the general charging into the market, and you can't just be the prince locked away in your castle. The modern CEO has to be both. They have to synthesize these two completely different approaches. And this shows that perfect balance. On one side, you have Sun Tzu's external strategy. It's disruptive, it's fast, it's deceptive. On the other side, you have Machiavelli's internal control. It's stable, decisive, and pragmatic. A truly winning leader is constantly weighing both of these, balancing that external aggression with a whole lot of internal discipline.
Okay, this might all sound a bit theoretical, so let's make it real. We're going to look at how some of the world's most dominant companies are masterfully fighting on both of these fronts every single day.
First up, Amazon. Their rise is just a perfect case study in what you might call an infrastructure conquest, a total mastery of both the external market and their own internal operations. Just look at how they did it. Their big Sun Tzu move was creating AWS, Amazon Web Services. They didn't just compete in e-commerce anymore. They changed the entire terrain of the internet itself. And then internally, their famous Day One philosophy, that is pure Machiavelli. It's a tool for enforcing relentless discipline and super high standards, preventing that comfortable, lazy feeling from ever setting in.
Next, let's take a look at Apple. They are the absolute masters of building an impenetrable fortress around their brand and their products.
Externally,
Apple is all Sun Tzu. Their legendary secrecy? That's a form of strategic deception that always leaves competitors scrambling. But internally, or maybe more accurately, for their users, it's pure Machiavelli. Their closed ecosystem creates this deep dependence. Once you're in, it is very, very hard to leave, and that ensures an incredibly loyal and stable base.
So what's the ultimate takeaway from all this? Well, it really comes down to a fundamental question about what your role is in this whole strategic game.
This two-front framework, it isn't just a cool history lesson. It's a guide to the hidden rules that govern the corporate world. It's really about shifting your whole perspective from being just another player in the game to becoming the master of it.
Ultimately, this quote really says it all. You can't just create some 5-year plan and then follow it blindly. True strategy is a dynamic, continuous art of adaptation. It's about balancing your moves in the market with the stability of your organization every single day.
And that leaves us with one final, provocative question. Are you content to just be a piece on the board, moved around by forces you don't even understand? Or will you become the hand that moves the pieces, mastering both the external and the internal game? The choice, as they say, is yours.